Did you know that Leonardo da Vinci invented the parachute? Well, sort of. It's true that centuries before the Wright brothers took flight, and even before hot air balloons were invented, Leonardo da Vinci designed a machine that would allow humans to soar through the skies like birds. And yet it was until over 300 years after he died that people finally took to the skies in a parachute. So what exactly made Leonardo da Vinci's mind so special? What is it about his way of thinking that enabled him to conceive of things so advanced they could only become reality centuries after his death? In this episode, we'll take a look at the life and times of a brilliant engineer, scientist, artist, and thinker who many believe was the greatest genius to ever live. You may have heard of Leonardo da Vinci, one of history's most famous artists and the man behind such iconic works as the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. But did you know that for every painting he created, Leonardo da Vinci filled dozens of pages in his notebooks with scientific observation and invention? His notebooks are filled with ideas centuries ahead of their time. It contains some of the earliest known illustrations of human anatomy, detailed descriptions of fossils and geological strata, and perhaps most astonishingly, the first known plans for a helicopter, a machine that wouldn't actually be invented for another 300 years. Vinci was born on April 15, 1452, in the village of Vinci near Florence, Italy. His father was a notary, and his mother was a local peasant. Leonardo grew up exploring the hills and valleys around his home, where he developed a lifelong love of nature. At the age of 15, he apprenticed himself to the famous Florentine painter Andrea del Verrocchio, where he spent 6 years learning the techniques of painting, sculpture, and mechanical arts. In 1476, he moved to Florence and began receiving commissions for paintings, including one from monks at the Church of Santa Maria del Grazie to paint the Last Supper. Work on the Last Supper would keep Leonardo busy for 3 years. When it was finished in 1498, it was considered a masterpiece, so much so that King Louis XII of France sent a representative to escort Leonardo to Paris, where he would spend the last 3 years of his life. Leonardo died on May 2, 1519. Throughout Leonardo's life, he worked on several projects that would change the course of history, from his famous paintings to his inventions. Let's explore some of these projects and how they changed the world. The Mona Lisa, one of the most famous paintings in the world. The Mona Lisa is arguably Leonardo da Vinci's most famous work. Completed between 1503 and 1519, the painting is a portrait of a middle-aged woman named Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a wealthy silk merchant from Florence. The Mona Lisa's most striking feature is her enigmatic smile, which has captivated viewers for centuries. But the painting is also notable for its innovative use of perspective, sfumato, and chiaroscuro, all of which were developed by Leonardo da Vinci. These techniques helped to create a sense of depth and realism that had never been seen before in painting. The Last Supper, another one of Leonardo da Vinci's most famous works. The Last Supper depicts the last meal that Jesus shared with his disciples before his crucifixion. The painting is notable for its groundbreaking use of linear perspective, which creates a sense of depth and realism that had never been seen before in Western painting. The Last Supper was completed in 1498 and is now housed in the Santa Maria del Grazie in Milan. Inventions. Throughout his life, Leonardo da Vinci was fascinated by the natural world, and he believed that it was possible to improve upon nature through invention. Some of his most famous inventions include the parachute, the helicopter, the machine gun, and armored cars. Unfortunately, Leonardo never filed patents for his inventions, and many of them were never built during his lifetime. However, his notebooks provide us with a glimpse into the mind of a true genius and remind us that anything is possible if we set our minds to it. Leonardo da Vinci's notebooks. Over the course of his life, Leonardo da Vinci filled over a dozen notebooks with his thoughts, observations, and inventions. Today, these notebooks are some of the most valuable artifacts from the Renaissance period and provide us with an intimate glimpse into the mind of a true genius. Many of Leonardo's notebooks are now housed at the Royal Collection Trust in Windsor Castle. If you're interested in learning more about Leonardo da Vinci and his amazing inventions, be sure to check out my other videos on the Royal Collection Trust. Art. As one of the most famous artists of the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci's work had a profound impact on the development of Western art. His paintings are renowned for their beauty, realism, and innovation. In addition to his famous paintings, Leonardo da Vinci also produced a large body of drawings and sketches that demonstrate his mastery of various artistic techniques. His art continues to inspire and amaze people all over the world, and his legacy will undoubtedly live on for centuries to come. Science. In addition to being a brilliant artist, Leonardo da Vinci was also a gifted scientist. His notebooks contain some of the earliest known illustrations of human anatomy, as well as detailed descriptions of fossils and geological strata. He was also one of the first people to study the flight of birds and insects, and his observations would later help to inspire the invention of the helicopter. Leonardo's approach to science was highly empirical, and he believed that it was important to observe and study the natural world in order to understand how things work. This approach would later become known as the scientific method. Engineering. One of Leonardo da Vinci's most impressive accomplishments was his engineering. His notebooks contain plans for a wide variety of machines, including tanks, submarines, and even robots. While many of these machines were never built during his lifetime, they were remarkably advanced for their time, and some of them would not be invented for centuries. Leonardo's engineering skills were not limited to machines, however. He was also a gifted architect and civil engineer, and he designed a number of buildings, bridges, and canals. Perspective. One of Leonardo da Vinci's most important contributions to art was his development of linear perspective. This technique allowed artists to create the illusion of depth and space on a flat surface, and it revolutionized Western painting. Previously, artists had struggled to create a sense of depth in their paintings, but Leonardo's discovery of linear perspective made it possible to create realistic scenes that appeared to have great depth. Sfumato. Another important contribution to art was the development of sfumato, a technique that involves blurring the outlines of objects in a painting to create a soft, hazy effect. This technique creates a sense of atmosphere and helps to create more realistic and lifelike paintings. Sfumato is most famously used in Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa, where it is used to create the illusion of depth and distance. Chiaroscuro. Chiaroscuro is a technique that involves using strong contrasts between light and dark to create a sense of depth and volume in a painting. This technique is particularly effective in creating dramatic effects and can be used to create a sense of mystery and intrigue. Leonardo da Vinci was a master of chiaroscuro, and his paintings are renowned for their dramatic lighting effects. Conclusion. Leonardo da Vinci was truly a man ahead of his time. His inventions, art, and scientific observations changed the course of history and continue to inspire and amaze us today. From his groundbreaking paintings to his incredible inventions, Leonardo's legacy will undoubtedly live on for centuries to come. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay curious. Do you find Leonardo da Vinci's inventions and artwork fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about history's greatest geniuses, make sure to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.